Creativity is an addiction. Unplugged because we will always say yes to creativity. Totally uncut because we all make mistakes. So turn it into a tool. This is Arroe Unplugged.
Hey, it's Arroe, and this is Vocal Defrag. Vocal defragging is an opportunity for you to ask yourself questions and then question the answers. Getting to know who you are by way of building a strong relationship required for those steps, those misguided falls. Asking questions so that you can better prepare your mind, body, and soul to be able to handle things that are being delivered to you daily. When I go out on one of these vocal defrags, I'm walking through a forest. I call it a transition walk. I'm here to listen to the atmosphere of everything that is right now. It could be the hawk that flies over my head every frickin' time I come out here. It's like, dude, do you need a friend? Why don't you come sit beside me sometime and have a conversation? Don't be zooming by me at all times. So asking the questions and questioning the answers can be, kind of stupid-like when you first start doing a vocal defrag. Now, I also do a defrag journal, which I've been doing since November of 2017. Asking those questions, getting to the point, and then taking that point and say, you know what? You're not a point. You're a dull edge. I need to ask more questions. This is vocal defrag. One of the things that's pretty heavy on my heart today is something that happened yesterday. My wife and I do a lot of things for the community. We were raising some funds. Did you hear it? Did you hear the hawk? Did you hear that? I'm telling you, man, every time that little bugger flies across, and he's going to sit here and soar by us over and over again. Anyway, my wife and I, we do a lot in the community to help raise funds for different nonprofit organizations. We go into those projects with our music, expecting to make nothing. I want that to kind of soak in a little bit, okay? How often in your everyday walk do you go into a place of performance, be it that you're a boss at a job, an employee that just wants to, empower others to be lifted, going into a performance expecting to make nothing? It's a heavy thing to carry because we live in a society these days that I ain't doing it. Not unless there's something in it for me. I ain't doing it. We've all played that card. Sometimes we have a victory with it. Other times it's like, well, man, that guy's a jerk. Don't work with him. He's a jerk. There's always got to be something in it for him. What are you giving today that you're not expecting a return on your investment? And if you don't get a return, you're okay, right? You're right. I mean, you went to work, you listened to people that stepped in there as your guests. They needed to be uplifted, and they didn't leave you a tip, but you feel good, right? Because you made their day. There's a big thing that's going on right now here in the States, and that is an article that says that people are tired of giving tips. People are tired of rounding up at the register. People are tired. You got something. The very fact that you are there and they did bring you something opens up your heart to maybe you give something. At my essential job, I take our guests to the bananas they can't find, or to the peanuts, to the frozen section that they can't seem to find, those little barbecued ribs. They can't find it. So, with a big smile, we take a walk, and I show them where it's at. Do I deserve to receive a tip? No, because I went into it expecting to receive nothing. I don't know if I've ever shared this on Vocal Defrag before, but usually when somebody who plays the lottery gives me a tip, I keep that money in my wallet. And the reason why is because there's always going to be a guest who's a couple dollars short. And I'm there. So I keep the tips so I can give it back to the community. When I went into this past week, I didn't expect to get tips. What I expected was to get closer to my community because I make it a physical effort. It's all part of that game. Sharing and taking. Are you receiving or are you taking because you expect to get this from your return? When I go into a broadcasting school and I share the lessons that I have carried with me for nearly 44 years, I don't go in there expecting them to take things, because I'm not a very good teacher when people take things. I like to share ideas, share experiences, share visions, listen to their visions, and then share even more. It's not that I'm preaching, because I don't preach. What I do is I share. And so in the process of sharing, it becomes my goal to share with them. Don't be a taker. Be a receiver. Be grateful for what you're receiving. And the thing is that what you're receiving in this class today is never going to be what someone else received, because I grow from each class. And with each receiving, you carry a story, one that's yours. I don't train you to be me. I know what I went through, and I'm going to do everything I can to keep you out of hell. Going into a project or a performance without expectation. Do you have the courage and the confidence to begin a lifestyle like that? That when you receive money from out of nowhere, have you thought about just putting it away for somebody else who needs to receive? Being kind, being peaceful, being somebody who cherishes their community. I'm on a path in a forest. It's already 81 degrees. The sun is bright. There's light clouds in the sky. And Jazzy and I, we're currently looking at 3 deer on the hillside. Oh, she's locked in on them. Beautiful. They're eating the leaves off the tree. They got to eat too. You see, I went into this forest not to get something back from it, but what I'm receiving is nature. It's a place of peace, mindfulness, being grateful for all the hell that it's taken to help keep this forest alive. You got to prune. We've been doing that now for 2 weeks. You got to keep it looking good, because the animals, they don't need to be tripping. I don't want to see a deer with a hurt foot because, well, I was too damn lazy to pick up the log, the fallen tree. Going into things without expectation. This may make it. It may not. It has to go through one hell of an editing process that takes physically a lot of weeks. Because when we listen to it again, if I'm not moved, nor will you be. Or is that expecting a reaction from you? Question it. Then question the answers. I'm Arroe, and that's Vocal Defrag.